Chapter 3. What every skinny guy should know. Smart, fun, and interesting. So why is it that all the beautiful women always seem out of your grasp? Why? You may even be athletic. You can do karate, can run super fast around the track, along with other things. So why does it seem you can get the average to cute girls, but the very attractive women seem out of your reach? What is holding you back is that you are skinny. But I like being skinny, you say. Look at all those fat people. Indeed. Those guys who go to the gym and all are just idiots. There was an article in the Atlantic Constitution that said how average women marry skinny guys over big guys. It also said, "Why am I parroting?" Let the article speak for itself. Quote, "When women are choosing mates, except for very attractive women, they're facing a trade-off of choosing a guy who's very sexy or one who will stick around and treat them well," he added. It is self-evident that beautiful women end up with the masculine men, in other words, not skinny guys like you. I know. I can hear what the objections you're saying, because I used to make them. It seemed so jock-like and is below you. I have gained over 50+ pounds of muscle mass. There is a saying that when skinny guys get big, when they look in the mirror, they still see the skinny guy. This is true, as my skinny mind hasn't yet caught up with my body. Let me tell you of the change of reactions I got from the women. But first, let's define a few terms. Fat girl means a big girl that requires an elephant gun. Ugly girl, in the same category as fat girl. These girls may not be fat, but it hurts to look at them. Average girl. They don't hurt your eyes, but they aren't amazing enough to attract your eyes. Average girls are the plain Janes. Cute girl. Often, they are innocent average girls whose innocence makes them cute. They are a bit picky about who they end up with as they are inexperienced. Very attractive girl. Great curves, long luscious hair, nice everything. These women know they are very attractive and sometimes narcissistically wear outfits to reflect it. Very beautiful girl bombshell. Every guy will notice this girl and stare and gawk. You know one of these women are around by seeing the satellites of boys trying to be friends with them. Guys fear these magnificent creatures. 155. I started out around 155 pounds at 6'3" height. This meant that I was very skinny. I was also considered a nice-looking guy. Women loved me being tall. At this point, I had to deal with a lot of fat chicks hitting on me. These girls were big, and I wanted nothing to do with them. Ugly girls also would come to me. This was me not doing anything. This was what my body was attracting all alone. If I wanted to get a cuter girl, I had to work for it. I have problems talking to women, not because I'm scared or boring, but because I sense the women think I am below them. And the truth is that they do. I date average women, 165. Already, things have changed. The fat, ugly women still go for me, but they don't think I'm as easy. They want to enter one-itis with me. The unworthy girls category would now all be staring at me. To the beautiful women, I'm just a typical guy. Cute girls now enjoy talking to me. I still date average women and now some cute women. 175. You are looking very good, my older female manager told me. The fat, ugly women no longer hit on me, thank goodness, and people, out of the blue, are asking why I don't have a girlfriend. Average girls are beginning to stare. I date only cute women with some very attractive ones mixed in. 185. Average girls are now hitting on me. Very attractive women are checking me out. At this stage, every woman is happy to talk to me. They all secretly wonder if I'm gay. I date more very attractive women, but still have the cute ones. 195. Okay, when you don't have a girlfriend at this stage, the ladies will whisper, "Is he gay?" All the time. One girl got bold about it and asked me point-blankly, "Pook, you are cute and all, so why don't you have a girlfriend?" I was stunned by her bluntness, rare among women. Average women consider me out of their league. Cute ones try to become my friend. I date only very attractive women. Beautiful women are still a bit of an anomaly. 205. When you get to this stage, something very strange happens. All the attention and staring women gave you is gone, mostly. Ugly fat women will despise you as will the average women. Most girls will be scared of you, such as cute girls, very attractive girls. Let me give you some examples. One very beautiful girl was in several of my classes. I start talking to her and she has plenty of time to leave. But she doesn't. She stays to keep talking to me. The girls now notice me, but are a bit scared to talk and act around me. One cute girl is like a leech to me in one of my classes. She must sit right next to me, must borrow my notes, must talk to me 20 minutes after class every day. One very beautiful woman was a fitness instructor at my gym. Think well-muscled with nice strong legs. Those strong thighs come in handy with her dealings with the Pook man. Every time I saw this girl, she always had a satellite boy around her. Who does she end up with? Me. Or the ultimate example. There was a girl I was in a one-itis for that drove me to this webpage. As I got bigger, her reactions to me changed as well. At 155, I was average. At 175, she knew something was up. I got her at 195. Now I date some very attractive women, but most are very beautiful women. I know many of you guys are saying the same thing. I get beautiful women too, and I am skinny. But the thing is, all these examples here is based on attraction on the body alone. I am not working to get these women. My body is doing 99% of the attracting. I can just be a statue and get a response. But of course, you have to take action. This is based on doing zilch. Rather than work hard to get one woman, why not work hard on yourself and get all the women? I don't work hard to get women, I work hard on my dreams, which gets the women automatically. Like the article says on top, only the extremely beautiful women will risk being with a hunk like you. If you want a girl with a great body, you ought to work on your own body. Coming from a skinny guy, being big is a totally different world. The worst thing is finding out how people really viewed the old you. People now openly insult my past skinny self, and it hurts. It hurts because I never knew they had thought that way of me. Clothes no longer hang on my body properly, but I look terrific naked. I am saying this for the mental imagery of our lovely lady readers. Big guys are allowed to get away with more things. I am allowed to be cruder, to be bolder, to take advantage of women more. I'm serious, and so on. You can also be stupid as well. My biggest problem is women only wanting me for sex. No, this is not a joke. Yes, it is a problem. You try to find a girl that fits your life and all she is interested in is your body. It is like getting rich and putting up with gold diggers. So how do you go from being skinny guy to brawny guy? There's a lot of information on the internet. Diesel's Guide to Bulking Up Threads in the Health Forum is a start. For myself, I used Anthony Ellis's program. 30 pounds in 3 months, no joke. Though, for most people beginning, it will be like 30 pounds in 4 to 5 months. The big problem with fitness is that there are so many different opinions. Many of them are wrong and will waste your time, including trainers. What I loved about Ellis's program was that it cut all the hype and came up with very in-depth information. It works. However, the risk with bodybuilding is that it can turn into a highly narcissist womb. I often think the mirrors in the gyms are not so much to perfect the form, but to perfect the ego. The risk is that you will try to become perfect, and we all know that perfect is boring. Now, for a note to the skinny guys who are successful with women. They will no doubt post replies to challenge the relevancy of this post. Know that the central or thrust of the post is not a bettering of image, it is an increase of testosterone. If you are naturally skinny and are at a higher muscle mass, your body will continually be at a high state of testosterone building and rebuilding muscle mass just to stay the same. High rates of testosterone affects not only your actions, I believe women can sniff it out. So take a guy stuffed with testosterone and push him into a room full of lovely young ladies. He doesn't speak a word. He won't have to. The women will go to him automatically. Such is the power of testosterone. Such is the power of sexuality. Perfect is boring. The gratitude of the ladies has crowned me with the label, Don Juan. I should have definitely declined the title if I saw it as most do. When a gentleman logs onto the website, he thinks, I will absorb everything that is Don Juan. Quote, Don Juan. What is he? What ought he to do? All we know is the word catches all our imaginations, all our dreams, as we envision him, clad in black, macking the girls from all points in sight, Oh, that Don Juan. He does everything perfect. With the ladies. If only we could absorb all techniques, all fashions, all behaviors, and engage with no fear, all the ladies will be ours. This viewpoint is so prevalent and dominant. I now understand why some people are glued to this forum. Perhaps there is a way to scrape us off our reading materials once and for all. The Perfect Player. My roommate and I were watching one of those dating shows, I forget which. Two guys were competing for the ladies. One was a super player who was saying all the right things and getting physical with them. The other guy was a super horny dude that was loud, making crude comments, and literally humping the chicks. My roommate was in awe of the player. That guy rules. He's playing both of them. He is kissing both of them. The other guy, in the pool, was humping the water jets and jumping around. The ladies said about him, "It is like a date with a 2-year-old." The player dude was feeling quite secure when the ladies would say, "Thank goodness I am with you. That guy is completely nuts." When it came time for the choosing, however, my roommate and I differed on whom the chicks would choose. The player dude, obviously, he was perfect. But I knew better. What? No, the girls are going to go for the super horny guy. My roommate thought I was nuts. When the girls chose, though, the player dude, Mr. Alpha Male, ended up all alone while the girls chose the horny dude. I don't believe it. My roommate cracked. Perfect is boring, but to be human is beautiful. The player lost to the horny dude because even though the player dude did the right things to the ladies, he was still boring. The horny dude had more personality than the player in every encounter. But Pook, I do not get it. A creative director from Hollywood told me this. Look at the real stars that everyone loves. Are these people the perfect model types that Grace magazine covers? No, they all have huge eccentrics of their own. In other words, Schwarzenegger is no Shakespearean actor. I think the only other character that hasn't talked as much in movies would be Lassie. Take the successful lawyer who goes to the gym all the time. Boring. What is human about him? One thing I didn't realize, if you strive towards perfection, chicks are going to expect you to be perfect. We must fall in order to rise. The little goody who strives to be perfect in all his manners with everyone is going to be surpassed by the guy who lets his eccentricities rise in his dealings. Perfection is boring. To be human is beautiful. What about modeling? You think modeling is about perfection? Yes, Pook, I believe it is. Sure, there are standards, but anyone can play the role of a mannequin. Even in modeling, there is heavy emphasis on penetrating the lens, to be human, so to say, to slip your personality throughout. Music. What? You think music, that divine grace that is the perfect union of art and math, is to be perfect? When you learn an instrument, there is much emphasis on tone, scales, notes, and rhythms. When you play in a symphony or band, you obviously let the director place you in your role. You could practice for decades and be perfect at playing songs, yet be totally boring. What makes the truly sensational players are the ones who put fun into the instrument, and fun ends up coming out of the instrument. If you take a player who is going at it with a sense of play, of thrill, of joy itself, a missed tone or a note off beat is not even heard. Compare that guy to the perfect player, and the player with thrill will always win. To you guys that are still scared about dating and all, consider this. Put fun into the woman, and fun comes out. Put happiness into the woman, and happiness comes out. What do you try to do instead? Do you try to be so perfect that she will go crazy over you? Where a nice guy uses flowers, you use flowery acts. Unfortunately, you'll find that vaginas are not laced with gold. Writing. Look at the finest writers in history. Shakespeare is bawdy. Milton goes into full egotistical mode. Even some of his works seem incomprehensible. If you consider the so-called perfect works to those, they don't compare. Take your professors who write these so-called brilliant academic books that no one reads. People do not admire brilliance. They do not admire technical perfection. People admire the humanity, the personality, found in works. People do not admire Napoleon for his military and artillery genius. They admire him because he had the audacity to say on a corpse-filled battleground, "All these men will be replaced by a single night in Paris." Popularity. Take any politician. What do they try to do? Why, they try to be perfect in your eyes. They speak to you as if you are a 4-year-old, using focus-grouped sayings and canned generalizations. The result is that every politician gets viewed as the same, are all boring. Which politicians are remembered? It is the one not with failings, but with a humanity of their own. Now look from women's eyes. All these men try to be perfect to the ladies, so they all come off as boring. A humanized guy, no matter what his failing, is always more desirable than a perfect nice guy, super intellectual, or dried-up player. Why does a perfection fail with the ladies? Because when you strive to be perfect, you enter an anti-life mode. You end up not really living, but fulfilling some imaginary barometer of virtue, of thought, or other human measuring stick. Quote, "He who binds to himself a joy does the winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise." William Blake. Now why do we strive towards perfection? To get the perfect women? There are obviously no perfect women. Even a Playboy centerfold can turn into a fat, evil hag. I'd imagine the perfection comes from the thought that the woman obtained will be like heavenly rain in a parched desert. All the things you're looking for in life, joy, sociality, and even sexuality must come from you. And you know what? Examine the ladies you are attracted to. They already have the joy, sociability, and sexuality. When they look at you, you may think you aren't perfect, but they see a joyless, frustrated creature. There was this guy who went to the gym almost all the time. His diet was perfect. His workout routines were perfect. His clothing was perfect. His 6-pack, no, 8-pack was perfect. He modeled. He got involved in acting. He looked like a Greek god. When he walked about, all the ladies noticed him. He used his flesh like a masculine dress. Aside from those that used and discarded him as a boy toy, the ladies always broke up with him. How could they break up with this Adonis? "He is so boring," they all said in chorus. After all, he spent most of his time in the gym or being consistent with his perfect diet. If this guy spent less time being perfect and more time being human, he would be much more successful with the ladies and much happier. There was this other guy that became a super successful lawyer. He bought the token status car and made a mini mansion. He went to the gym every other night. He had money, had status, and looked great. He thought the ladies would find him perfect. Well, they did find him perfect, but not for the reasons he wanted. They found him perfect for stability. So he married a super hot babe and had kids, which he paid for a nanny to take care of. What does the super hot babe do? She cheats on him. Don't you love him? Yes, I very much do. And she speaks the truth. No, she sleeps around because she is bored. He dehumanized everything. She doesn't have to work, doesn't have to raise the kids, and doesn't have to do anything. Of course she won't leave him. And of course she is in love with him, or rather his stability. Yet she is bored and cheats on him. If the guy was a bit more human and less perfect, she might find her husband more interesting than his foolish role of Mr. Perfection. Consider, are you trying to perfect yourself when it comes to women, or are you trying to humanize yourself that you find interacting with women as natural as breathing? The difference is all. Shakespeare, striving to better, oft we mar what's well. Tennyson, faultily faultless, icily regular, splendidly null, dead perfection, no more. Hazlitt, no one ever approaches perfection except by stealth and unknown to themselves. Orwell, the essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection, that one is sometimes willing to commit sins for the sake of loyalty, that one does not push asceticism to the point where it makes friendly intercourse impossible, and that one is prepared in the end to be defeated and broken up by life, which is the inevitable price of fastening one's love upon other human individuals. I see you now. I know your gaze is fading from the computer screen. Look at me. Pook hits the table. For the love of God, listen! Your life depends on this. When you see a girl you want to approach, or you are getting cold feet about a date, remember 3 words. Perfect is boring. 3 words. Perfect is boring. Your brain will spin out all these reasons why you are unworthy. Cheap and wimpy car. Poor clothes, shortness, bad haircut, no money. Not as good looking, no confidence, past failures. Perfect is boring, and watch those reasons evaporate. Stand up. Already the blood is pulsing through your veins. You've always wanted to do this, but have always been scared of yourself. Let go. You stand up and go out the door. Go, go. You see a beautiful woman, but are afraid to approach. Perfect is boring, and you go and talk to her. But you like to spend your free time on the computer. So what? Talk to her. You are scared to ask for her number. Perfect is boring. She gave you the number. Again, you are scared of the date. Too many unknowns. But perfect is boring. Look! She is smiling at you. She wants to kiss you. But you have never kissed a girl before. Would you mess it up? Would you slobber over her? What of it? Perfect is boring. She loves it. Now look at what position she is in. You know what to do. For the love of yourself, for the love of life, you are letting go and are actually becoming human. Pity those who want the perfect life. Break me, tear me apart. Let me be beaten and altered by life. Let my life be touched, and touch in return, for I will be human. For there is no reason on earth to be scared of yourself. Perfect is boring. Let it be written in the sky, painted on buildings, read with your eyes, transcribed on your soul. All those people who are alone are perfect. But those with the girl realize that being perfect is boring. The entire series is available on YouTube for free. But if you'd like to own a copy and support my work, you can purchase the 10-hour audio and PDF on Gumroad. The link is in the description.